Hi there, welcome to the channel, Salesforce Emily. My name is Jeremy, and I am an 11-time certified Salesforce solution architect. In today's video, we'll be going over the Salesforce Inspector, and I am super excited for this because this is the best Salesforce hack, the best tool that I've ever used, and I'm so excited to share it. It's really going to level up any administrator or developer's workflow. And if you're already familiar with what this is, I'll be showing some more tips and tricks how to best leverage this. I'm super excited to cover this. Let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll do a high level overview here. I'll show you how to install it, and then I'll go into the plugin, show you around, and do some demos. First things first, this is an extension for your browser. It's on Chrome and Firefox. And a high level view of the features include being able to view and edit all data for a record, even if that data is not on the page layout. You can do quick data exports using Sockwell. You can also view the org limits for your org. So that includes things like data storage, API calls, and you can access user information. So you can look for a user very quickly, go to the details page, and also log in as a user. Another thing I want to highlight on is security is super important. No data is sent to other parties, and no data outside of the Salesforce servers leave the page. So it is secure. With that covered, let's go ahead and show you how to install it. So go to Google and simply search for Salesforce Inspector. The first result here, Salesforce Inspector, is what you're going to be looking for. This is the logo. I already have it installed, so it says remove for me, but go ahead and install it, and then you're good to go. That's how easy it is. The next thing here is let's jump into our org and show you how it works. Now that we're here in our Trailhead playground, I can go ahead and show you around the extension, and we can do a little bit of a demo here for you. On the right side, you'll notice that there's this new little tab here that's not too visible. You'll click on that, and this opens the interface. This here will be available everywhere in your org or whenever you log into a Salesforce org. So look for that to be able to access it. First thing you'll see here is this search here, and it searches for three things. You can put in the record ID, you can put in the ID prefix, like for an account, that would be 001, our accounts. You can also look for the object name, so account. We could also look for the account share object. These are all things that you can use to search. We'll jump into a little bit more detail there, but that's how that works. You can see that there's no record to display. Let me go ahead and go to a record so I can show you what that looks like. And when we're on a specific record, we'll be able to see all of the fields that are associated with it. So now that we're on a record, you can see we're on the account object, which makes sense. You can see that we are on the account object. And we can look at the data of the particular record. So you hit show all data. Now we get this view. And this view includes the API name, the field label, the data type, and the value. And you can search up here for specific things. So if I wanted to see anything that was billing related, you can see we've got everything that has billing in the field name. So this is super helpful because you can access fields that aren't on the page layout. And you can also see the API names of different fields. You can even see, for example, if you were to hover over pick list, you could see the individual pick list options that are available in the back end. So this is super powerful, super helpful. I'm going to go ahead and hit the back button to go back to this record page, and I'll open up the inspector again. One nice little quick tip here is if you hit Alt-I, that will automatically open this up for you on Windows, and then I believe it's Option Alt-I on Mac. So that way you can pull this up with a hotkey and have it be instantaneously ready for you to act with it. I want to show you this users tab. You can see down below, you've got name, username, email, profile, role, and language for the user that you found. It defaults to yourself, and I've gone ahead and blurred out username and email. So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like to find a user. If I search for Chatter, then this is the Chatter Expert user. You can find any user by searching for them. You click on that, then you can go right into the details, or you can click here and you can log in as that user. So super fast way to be able to log in as a user and to see all the details there. Let me hop back over here to objects. We've already covered show all data. I want to show you data export. So this tool is really awesome and so powerful and efficient. So if you're not already familiar with Sockwell, it is Salesforce's version of the SQL language. And if you're not familiar with what SQL is, it's essentially a way to select data from your database. So for this example here, let's just clear this here. Really, all you need to know is this command. For the most part, this will get you mostly there. So if you do select ID from whatever table that you're looking for, let's use account as an example, then you can see here we've got different suggestions below. So now that we have just this very basic query made, if I go over to this ID field, let's add additional fields to this query. I'm going to go ahead and just put this keyword limit 5, so we're only going to get 5 results. If I hit export, you can see I have 5 account IDs here. And I need to have more information than just the ID, so let me put a comma here, and I can add another field here. So let me type, I want the name field, but maybe I don't remember the name of the name field. But if I type, you can see I've got recommendations coming here. And if I type NAM, oh, it suggests name. So if I click on that, now I've got that here. So this will help you make your queries. It's very, very useful for these suggestions. If there's a suggestion here that you're looking for and you need more space, you can hit this plus, and this shows everything that could be recommended here. Really, you don't need that too often, but again, that will just give you more options here. And let's say I want to add the created date here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in here, and I'm going to export this, and you can see I've got these fields available with all these records. Once you have that, then exporting this or getting this out is really easy. You got these different copy options. I typically go with just copy Excel format, and you can paste this into your Excel software and you're off to the races. You've very quickly and efficiently exported data from your Salesforce org. So now that we've covered export, let's go back here and go into the import tab. If I open this extension, and again, you can do Alt-I if you're on Windows, and you can collect data import. So now that we're here in this data import section, you'll notice that the actions that you can take here are the same actions that are available in the data loader. And what is the data loader? It's Salesforce's solution for being able to perform mass changes on records in your org. So that functionality of the data loader lives here as well through this extension. And one thing that's super convenient is you don't have to log into the data loader again, even though you're logged in here. And with this extension, because you've logged in, you're automatically able to go ahead and perform these actions without having to log in a second time like you would if you were using the data loader. The actions available here are insert, update, upsert, and delete. You choose your object, the format, and then you put your data here. And the data that you put here, it literally says paste Excel data here. You don't do an upload, you literally paste the information after you've clicked here. So if I go back and get the data to put here in a data export, Then I can go ahead and take this copy, go to data import, and let's say that I wanted to delete those accounts. I go delete, I click here, and I paste that information in. When you're deleting information, all you need is the ID. So if you look over here on the right side on field mapping, I can skip these fields and we can go ahead and hit this import button. In reality, it's deleting it. So we'd be deleting these 5 account records. Here you can see how efficiently we can go from exporting our information to deleting certain account records. One thing that you can do to speed this up even more is combine the keyboard shortcut to pull this out with these shortcuts that you can see that are underlined. So let me go ahead and refresh the page for this. If I hit Alt-I, that pulls up. And then if I hit the E key, then it pulls up the export functionality of this. And this is pulled up. I perform my export. I copy these results. I open this up again into the importer, do this as delete. I can paste my information there and hit import, and then I've done that. I don't have to log into the data loader again, and this is an incredibly fast and efficient way of doing things. So far, we've covered the 4 main things that I love about this extension, those being when you're on a record to look up all the information. You can look up specific user information, the export and import. To cover these real briefly, if you go to org limits, this is really useful to understand if you are getting close to hitting any of the limits in your org. Specifically, data storage can be an issue for some people. For example, you can see permission sets, you can only have 1500. We don't have any here, so that's why we're at 0%. If I jump back into the plugin here and scroll down, you can download metadata. This is primarily for developers, but you can select all these different items and then it will give the metadata behind it and you can download it. So if you go back to the inspector here, explore the API. This is just a useful reference tool for developers when working with API calls. One last thing that I do want to cover here is how you can access the fields of specific objects. So if I search for the account object, I hit enter. I could either click here or I could hit tab and enter. You'll see that I'm in the account object. I'm under fields and relationships. This is just a really efficient way to get to the back end for fields and relationships for a specific account. That's everything that I have for you today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if this was helpful for you, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more useful Salesforce admin and developer content. Thanks for watching and have a great day.